Mummies of the World. This is actually opening weekend for the largest collection of mummies ever assembled. It's right here in Tampa, too, at MOSI.
It looks so amazing. It might sound a little scary for kids, but we showed you at 6 o'clock. A bunch of kids who went and saw it. It's fine. Sean Daly is there live right now. And Sean, you're amongst the mummies right now. How amazing is that?
You know, there are certain shoots, John, where Frank and I show up pretty early, like 5:30, 6 in the morning, and sometimes you go to Epcot and you don't see any, no people are there at Epcot, and, it's kind of creepy a little bit. But I got to say, today here at MOSI, it's extra special. This is the largest collection of mummies ever assembled for a single exhibition, and it's right here in Tampa. And you walk through here, and it's absolutely mind-blowing, not just what you're seeing, but the stories behind these, the mummies, and the science they now use to tell these stories. I have with me someone much, much smarter than me, Dr. Heather Gill-Frerking, and behind us we have the Orlovitz family. Tell us a little bit about them.
This is a family from 18th century Hungary, all of them severely affected by tuberculosis. About 65% of the population of Vach had tuberculosis, and the woman, Veronica Orlovitz, a very sad life. She married twice, died shortly after her second marriage, lost her first husband, Michael, here to tuberculosis. She lost at least 3 children before the age of 2, as well as her sister and her father, and she herself was so heavily affected by the disease she probably couldn't even have walked in the last part of her life.
Now the clothes we're seeing here are recreations for this family, correct?
Right. These are replica clothing of what would have been worn in 18th century.
And we're going to see some artifacts later where it's the original clothes, which is just amazing, the preservation behind these. Tell us a little bit about how they're preserved so well.
Many times the nice warm, dry environment will actually help preserve fabric as well as it helps preserve the bodies. So many of the South Americans that you see have beautiful robes and textiles that are still bright and colorful, even though they're 700-800 years old.
I was saying earlier, like, I remember being a kid, and when King Tut craze came through America, and it was amazing then the stories they could tell, but the science since then in like 3-4 decades has really just taken off, right?
Right. In the past 25 years, medical imaging has been used more and more. So modern CAT scans, we can see the body inside out without having to unwrap or do any damage. We can tell what people are eating in the last months of their life by studying their hair. We can even get some idea of occupation from markers that we see on the body.
Yeah, you kind of chided me a bit for saying it was creepy, and I was having a little bit of fun, but some of these artifacts here must draw like kind of not creepy emotions, but kind of gives you the chills. I mean, we have this infant right here, and it's kind of an emotional thing.
Right, and I think the thing is, it's not so much creepy, but once you get here and you start to read the stories and understand who they were, I think that takes the sort of fear and that death taboo out of everything, and you see them as people, not as creepy.
Now, you were here yesterday. Yesterday was the opening day. What sort of reaction did you see from people?
Lots and lots of enthusiasm, and my very favorite comment is always, "Mom, come see this. This is the coolest thing ever."
Really? That's nice. And you're saying you get excited by the kids getting into science.
Right. I never studied science when I was a kid. I wasn't interested. It wasn't until I was, long in university before I found this stuff. And there's so much science packed into this. It's just so much fun.
Thank you. Dr. Heather, there, like I said, much, much smarter than me and fascinating. 9 to 6 today. MOSI's open today and tomorrow. 10,000 tickets pre-sold for this event. It starts at about $19, $24 for the whole shebang here, MOSI and the event. And you have to check it out. Come on down, John. It's unbelievable.
You know what? I went to a catacomb in Palermo, and it was amazing to see these bodies so well preserved. Sean, thank you so much.
Well, we've got a troubling new study released this week that shows our kids in our state are in deep trouble when it comes to their mouth, specifically dental care. Pricing is at a premium.